Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Two Shot Tuesday. We can barely keep a straight face. Let's just be honest with people, Barry. This is a Saturday record because we had to delay because you were under the weather. Now you're looking 100% to me right now. But why don't you let our listeners and viewers know what's going on in the world of Barry T. Nixon?
Very little this week, Jay. I think Linda and I have contracted new COVID, the brand new strain that's going around. So it's nice to be ahead of something. It's nice to be on trend. So that's what I think that's what we both got. And it hit me pretty hard.
Yeah.
This is me coming out of my foxhole for the first time in 5 days. So thank you for making the time to be with me today. It's nice to be back in the land of the living, if only temporarily.
And let's just say this is our third Tuesday where we haven't been on a Tuesday. Then this is what we're going to talk about a lot of this episode. You were gone a couple weeks ago, so we shifted the record up. I was gone last week, so we shifted the record up. And then we've now delayed a few days to this Saturday. We're going to do a fast turnaround as we record this. What is it, March 7th? And this is going to come out on March 10th. And let me tell you, daylight savings is just 1 day away, Barry. We set the clocks ahead this very evening, Saturday, March 7th, or I guess 2 a.m. Sunday, March 8th.
Yeah.
By the time this has come out,
one province in our great land has refused to do that. I think that's BC said that they're not doing this anymore. No more daylight savings. No more, or they're keeping it to one time. They're not going to be switching forward and back. Yeah.
So they'll probably... I'm guessing they'll come ahead with us, and then when we go back, they'll just be 2 hours back instead of 3.
I guess so, but otherwise, I kind of like that.
Yeah, otherwise we'll be 4 hours ahead of them.
It'd be weird.
If they don't come ahead with us. So I think they would want that, and then they'll stay at that daylight savings. Before we get into all the confusing math that brings, why don't we do our first shot of the morning for us?
Let's do
Barry, what do you have on this new COVID day?
Pardon me. And I want to apologize to our listeners and viewers in advance for the state that I'm in today. But yeah, it's just a cup of coffee with a little extra. And that would be some Bushmills 12-year. Jay, What about yourself?
Well, this fine Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time still, I am having a nice glass of water. But I did have whiskey last night in your honor. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Cheers.
Why don't I kick us off by letting all of our listeners and viewers know that last night I had a meetup with friend of the show, guest of the show, Craig Zavitz, at the very wing place that we went to, the Crown and Dragon.
Yes.
Ended up sitting in the exact same table by pure chance because Craig was there ahead of me. Yep. And enjoyed, I had some different wings this time than you and
What'd
I
you
had.
have?
It was I should have remembered. It's another dry rub.
Okay.
But it was not the lemon rub that we had. And I quite enjoyed it actually a bit more.
Okay.
Craig had sauce. He had the peri-peri sauce on it, which he enjoyed. I got what our move was, the side of the butter buffalo, which, that's a good sauce. That's a good one on the side.
It really is.
The fries, the gravy, the Bacardi and Diet Cokes. Craig had, I'm not sure what beer he had, but we did do, and I took a photo and sent it to you, a shot each of Jameson. That was in your honor because you couldn't be there with us. You had to, in fact, cancel. All of your weekend plans are being canceled as you focus in on new COVID, which has taken really the bulk of your attention other than to record today. So
it really has. Well, that's great. Was it the same lady that took care of us? Same server?
I believe
do you remember?
so. Yeah, there was a gentleman.
So everything was the same.
Irish gentleman that was there at the beginning.
Yeah,
then it switched over to her. And then just as we were about to leave, his ride was coming to pick him up. That ride was going to be 15 minutes away. So I ended up having an extra drink that I might not have normally had. We went to a different table because we were at a table for 4. They wanted to seat somebody. We'd already paid the bill. We thought we were leaving. And so we were happy to do that. Went to a high top near the front for one last quick drink before calling it an evening. And I was home by 8 something. Like it was, we met at 5 and I was there at 8 something. So 3 hours almost. That's not bad.
That's a good hang.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we caught up. That was great. Why don't you talk about your trip? Let's hear about, cast your time back to before times, before you went down with this illness. And tell us about this exciting trip you and executive producer Linda LeBrun took.
Yeah, we went to Fort Lauderdale, which is like, I think it's our favorite spot now outside of Toronto. We just had a blast. We were there for the week of Valentine's Day. We actually arrived on Valentine's Day, had a nice Mexican dinner to start the trip. But one cool hack that we have now discovered, and we're going to employ this on future trips, and that is finding a local gym and getting a couple of workouts in, even though we're on vacation, but kind of
Really?
folded into the vacation. And we went, Linda found this place called Titan Gym in Fort Lauderdale. So shout out to these guys. Amazing old school bodybuilding gym. You walk in there, you can tell it was designed by a man. Everything is very,
Testicles
let's just
everywhere?
say, it's just like plain. All the
Plain.
machines are
That
are
makes
are
sense.
like
Yeah.
all clustered together. You have about, I don't know, 3 inches of space between each machine. You're packed in there. There's mirrors everywhere. There are pictures of people who have worked out there in the past,
Hmm.
flexing or whatever, all over the place.
Did you flex and get a shot for the wall?
Yeah,
Did you? They took
if
a
you
picture for
tagged,
the
no,
wall?
I did not do that, but you could do that. If
You should
you
have
uh,
asked.
if you follow them or tag them on Instagram,
Yeah.
they will put your photo up there. I didn't do that, but
I
it
think
was
you
really
should.
cool to see. Very old school. There's this is like the no frills of a weightlifting gym. It's just a classic. All you're seeing are like machines that are a little bit dinged up, plates, the sound of metal clanging and stuff like that. It was just like, there's no, it's not Altea. And I love Altea, as I've often
Yes.
said
Yeah,
here
yeah.
on the show. It's not that. It's the
It's an
complete
alt
opposite.
to Altea.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's
Not
like
bad.
the Bizarro Superman. This is like the
Right.
opposite of that, but this is just a place for. And before I get to like, there were many older men there in amazing shape. So
Hmm.
me, as now an older man, look at that and say,
Older.
this
I
is
don't
what's
know.
possible. You
Yeah.
don't have to
Right.
shrivel up when you turn 50, 60, whatever. And there were trainers there working with people. I found like there was one woman in there and she was like absolutely jacked, like looked like a
Nah.
competitor.
Okay.
But other than that, that was the only woman in there. It's really an old school bodybuilding gym.
And Linda
And
went there too. You both went
yeah,
there. Or did she go?
we
Yeah.
worked out
Okay.
together. Yeah.
Great.
We bought a week pass, which was 35 USD each.
Cool.
And that gave us unlimited usage of the place. We didn't go every day. We went twice though.
Yep.
And it was amazing. It was a really nice thing to add into the vacation. And we felt afterwards like we earned just lying around on the beach and having beers. So it was really cool. And it's something we're going to continue to do going forward when we go away for a week, like find a local gym and buy a temporary week pass and
Yep.
get after it. It was really cool.
And did Linda pre-find this gym before you went, or was it after you got there? It was like a
She
scouting mission.
No, she found it before we went.
Very
She
good.
like did a
So
little
you
bit of
knew.
research. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like,
Nice.
gym's close to the hotel. It was like maybe, I mean, it's the States, so maybe it was a 4 to 5 mile drive, like not far.
Okay.
And yeah, it was fantastic. The everything about the whole experience was great.
Right.
Like we really enjoyed it.
And did you rent a car when you were there, or was it an Uber?
No. Oh, we were
Uber.
taking Ubers everywhere.
Yeah. Smart.
It was
Always smart.
Uber Palooza.
Yeah.
So anyway, Titan Gym, check it out. And we both got, souvenir tank tops because now that we've worked out there a couple of times, now we can represent here back in Toronto. So
All right. That's
was
awesome.
kinda
Fort
fun.
Lauderdale, if you're in the area, check out Titan Gym. You could
check
do
it out.
much worse and very little to do better because Titan Gym is right at the top of the pile. I haven't been there, but I'm taking your word on it. And if I ever find myself there, I'm heading right to Titan Gym.
You should.
And I'm going to look for your photo on the wall.
You won't find it. But I invite you to check out all the other extremely fit people that are on display there at Titan Gym.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And nobody was sitting on a machine texting, Jay. This is not a big box gym.
Good.
There was none of that. Everyone there was seriously into getting their pump on and then moving on with their day. It was really cool. It was like, it was no bullshit. It was just, what are we here to do? We're here to work. Let's go.
Love it.
Yeah, it was really inspiring. I found it really cool.
Nice. And what are we here to do? We're here to drink, Barry.
We are.
We're here to drink with shot
Thank you.
number 2. What have you got, again, to help cure what ails you?
Yeah, well, the only thing that can at this point, Jay, which is the whiskey and coffee, Bushmills 12-year and some Starbucks.
Nice.
What about you?
Shot
Sticking with
number
the
2,
water?
sticking with the water. Nice,
Okay.
clear, refreshing. Great for Saturday morning for a 2-shot Tuesday.
Not bad.
Cheers.
All right. So that was an amazing week away. Jay, you also did some traveling. So why don't you catch our listeners up on part of the USA that you were visiting?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Phoenix, Arizona at the lovely, prestigious, historic Wigwam Resort. Wigwam Resort. Hard to say, not like Elmer Fudd. I was there for where I work. We had our annual summit where customers will come. There's about 200 people together. We were in Orlando 2 years ago for the first one I was at. Last year we were in Nashville, and this year we were in Phoenix, Arizona. It was so
Awesome.
beautiful. It was just I'd never been to Phoenix. Flight down was a bit tight. We were in Air Canada Rouge, but I had an aisle seat. I was
Yes.
smart enough to pre-book my aisle seat as close to the
Smart, Jay.
front as I could. So I was kind of last in because they sort of board the aisle people later. So I didn't have to, squish and have people climbing all over me. And I
That's
was
good.
one of the first ones out when it was time to head out of the plane, which was nice.
Well done.
Yes, we ate our meals outside. We had cocktail hours outside. I got to MC the event. I sent you some
Yeah.
pictures from the event. So that was
So
lots of fun.
tell me about the experience of you hosting an event that had 200 plus people there.
It was incredible. I got to host it last year, and so
Mhm.
now I had to up my game again this year because I did a good job, a good enough job last year that I was asked to come back. I have to say that let me tell you about one of the bits that I did, and I kept this one totally quiet, and it worked really well. So my boss, the founder of our company, had the first keynote speech on day one. So day one, 9 a.m., he's up talking, and one of his speeches is just the impact of AI. Certainly popular at conferences
Yep.
today is what's going on with AI. So I said, wouldn't it be great since he's doing his speech on AI if I use ChatGPT to help introduce him? And so I pulled my phone out of my pocket. And what everyone didn't know was I had this pre-recorded. I had ChatGPT in the classic, ChatGPT voice
Yep.
help me out. So I had it pre-record some lines. And so I had it sort of say, hey, I want to introduce my boss. And, he's written a number of books and he's founded this company. And so I had it play a little bit with me. So I was like, hey, please want to introduce my boss's name. And I go, just access the chat on him. And I had ChatGPT go, ugh, that guy, which killed. It was a good laugh. And then I was able to go, no, not our private chat, the chat that we've prepared for the event. So
Yeah.
then it was like, then it got
Nice.
into that. And then as I was going, I had it kind of turn the bit on me because that's the way you want to do it. You want to make sure the speaker's the hero. And so I was like, I just had it go, by the way, Jason, has he come back to you about that raise you asked for? And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
not yet. It's like, oh, well, I've been having a chat with him and he'd like to see you improve a few things, such as, and at that point, I close my phone and I say, well, I'll take it from here and let me just introduce. It was a good bit. People were
It
talking
killed,
about
I
the
bet.
bit. Yeah, so I had preset that up. I directed ChatGPT a few weeks before with these lines, and then I
Mhm.
recorded them, and I had the sound guy. We practiced it, and he would hit the pause button between each one, so I could deliver my lines. So I had my scripted lines, and ChatGPT had its lines done. So worked really well.
Amazing.
So
That's
that's
really
my
cool.
bit. If you have a conference that you're hosting on AI, anyone out there, do a little ChatGPT bit. It works. That was that. So that was a
Very
few
cool.
days in the sun, mostly inside, but it was 3 or 4 days there. Then I
How
came
was the
back.
food, by the way? I just wanted to ask that.
Barbecue, a lot of barbecue, really
Yeah.
good. Tex-Mex, a lot of Tex-Mex type stuff.
Mhm.
So that was great. There was a pizza place. I had to find the pizza place on the
Of
resort. There's
course.
like so this resort was founded in the 30s as a
Wow.
place for Goodyear executives to have a retreat. It's like this huge
Huh.
golf courses, big pools, like all kinds of stuff. Everything's like
Wow.
the most there is like some 2-story buildings, but most of them are like just flat 1-story kind of places, palatial kind of things laid out. And I guess Goodyear's given it up and it's become just a resort that is popular for conferences and popular for golf vacations and stuff like that. So it was really nice.
You said Wigwam. Is that like a native tribe?
That I don't know. There was a historic walk one morning at 7 a.m., but I
Mhm.
had to prepare for my speech, so I didn't
Right.
go for the historic walk. But had
Gotcha.
I would have learned probably about that.
Did you spend any time at the pool?
No, I spent no time. The pool was right outside my door, like my cabin where I was. So I
Yeah.
heard the pool, but I was quite busy. So I wasn't able to. I was able to, I guess, there's a restaurant that's around the pool. So I definitely got to
Yeah.
sit around it, but I didn't get to sit on chairs. I didn't really bring a bathing suit or swimsuit, whatever they're called these days.
Sure.
So I didn't do that, but I was working.
Yeah, yeah. It's different.
You got to sort of put on some air of being present.
Yeah,
Present for work as opposed to present lounging around the pool. Although I could have, there's
that's
nothing
fair.
wrong with that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Now, would you
there's this.
recommend this resort as a place to visit on a non-work
Yeah,
related? You would, eh?
I'd
Okay.
go back. I said to all Doug, if we ever go to Phoenix, if we wanted to go to Arizona, you go there. Like they've got like a great spa. They've got if you play pickleball, they have pickleball. They have tennis courts. They've got massive golf course. They're well known for their like multiple golf courses. And
Was
the
this in
weather was
Phoenix
incredible.
proper?
Just outside Phoenix.
Was
I'm
that
not
so?
sure
Was that
exactly. Yeah, somewhere.
yeah? I was there. There's like an affluent Scottsdale. Was it in Scottsdale?
Yeah, I think it might have been Scottsdale.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
just
that
kind
makes
of and
sense.
we went through. We're about 40 minutes from the airport at Phoenix. We landed in Phoenix and it was about 40-minute drive out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that many people that visit Phoenix don't actually visit Phoenix. They visit Scottsdale, the affluent suburb. And that
That
sounds
could
like
be
that's
it.
exactly where you were.
Yeah, that's it.
Right
I
on.
think so. I think anyway. What else happened? Couple of things. Filmed a one-day shoot on a
Yeah.
feature that I'm going to be doing. It was a great one-day scene. I sent you some pictures. My
They were
character doesn't.
horrifying, by the way,
Yeah, they don't
these
make it out.
photos.
It's a horror
Jeez.
movie. It's going to be really cool. Some young filmmakers that are doing this. I got to be there with my wife, and our scene it's pretty brutal, but it was a lot of fun to film. And it was a one day. They
Yeah.
needed me for one day, and I was so
So
happy to do
cool.
it. I got my dates to go back to Japan. You know about that. It's going to be early
Yes.
April. I'm going to be
Whew.
there, in and
How
out to
many days
finish
again? 4?
like 4 days. Like I land, I shoot for 2 days, and then I fly back. So
Unbelievable.
that's going to be great. So that will
Yeah.
finish that project, and then I can talk about that a bit more.
Yeah.
Very exciting. So those are
Dude.
kind of update heavy show.
Yeah. Well, you're catching fire, as I predicted.
You
in
did
the
predict
in the
it.
acting arena. 26 is already off to a ferocious start for you, Jay, and well deserved.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Well done.
you need to get well. That's what we need from you.
I do. Yeah. Thank you.
I will be continuing on tonight with kind of friend of the show, guest of the show theme. I'm going with Gay Mandel, executive producer Aldo Roma, and I are going to see a Second City show with her. So we're going for dinner,
Right
and then we're
on.
going to the Second City. So that's tonight.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
what's happening. So I'll review that on the show when we get together in just a few days on Tuesday proper for
Yes.
next week's episode.
And next week's episode, maybe we can tease it. At least it'll be 2 weeks before our audience gets to see it. But Rob Peets will be returning to review The Bride, which
Actually,
he and
that
I
is this
are going
Tuesday.
to see. That is this coming Tuesday.
So-
We're doing the record. So
Yeah, so that will be the next week. Our audience will get to see that. That's how
There
the
you have it.
time works because it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
very next one. So yeah,
That's a
so
fast
actually
turnaround.
we will be that'll be right next week. The Bride. Get ready. Rob Peets, one of our favorite guests, and brings the people, like the eyeballs come to the shows when we review. You want to check out our One Battle After Another episode that's on YouTube. That one caught all kinds of fire. So check that one out. You guys were spicy, to say the least. So that's a back catalog people want to check out. Barry,
Amazing.
I want you to feel better. I hope you're already feeling better. You're looking better based on
Thank
the
you,
show.
Jay.
Maybe not the timing of that cough, but otherwise looking great. How are you feeling now? If you were on a scale of 1 to 10 when we started versus right now.
Right now, I feel perfect. I feel like nothing's happened. Nothing bad's ever happened to me.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Get better. Have a great next couple of days. We will talk again on Tuesday, and we will see all of you, our wonderful audience members, in 1 week when our next episode comes with the movie guy, Rob Peets, talking about The Bride. Don't miss it. Thank you for listening to Two Shot Tuesday. The show is produced by Barry and I and edited by me. If you have yet to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, please take a second to do so now. It helps us grow, and it helps new audiences to find the show. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Two Shot Tuesday, and on Twitter at Two Shot Tuesday Podcast. Stop by, give us a follow, leave us a comment, and share your favorite episodes. If you have a question you'd like featured on the show, you can send us a text at 647-486-4848. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.